Hi everyone, welcome back to Bible in a Year. My name is Natalie and today we're on day 167. I am so happy that you're here today and I hope that your day is going great. We are going to be reading out of Deuteronomy chapter 28, but only verses 45 through 68 today. And then Isaiah chapter 52, 1Corinthians chapter 10, but only verses 14 through 33. And then we're going to close out the day with Psalm chapter 96, only verses 1 through 3. So let's get started with Deuteronomy 28, 45 through 68. So all these curses will come on you and will pursue you and overtake you until you are destroyed, because you didn't listen to Yahweh your God's voice to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded you. They will be for a sign and for a wonder to you and to your offspring forever. Because you didn't serve Yahweh your God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, by reason of the abundance of all things, therefore you will serve your enemies whom Yahweh sends against you, in hunger, in thirst, in nakedness, and in lack of all things. He will put an iron yoke on your neck until he has destroyed you. Yahweh will bring a nation against you from far away, from the end of the earth as far as the eagle flies, a nation whose language you will not understand, a nation of fierce facial expressions that doesn't respect the elderly nor show favor to the young. They will eat the fruit of your livestock and the fruit of your ground until you are destroyed. They also won't leave you grain, new wine, oil, the increase of your livestock, or the young of your flock until they have caused you to perish. They will besiege you in all your gates until your high and fortified walls in which you trusted come down throughout all your land. They will besiege you in all your gates throughout all your land which Yahweh your God has given you. You will eat the fruit of your own body, the flesh of your sons and of your daughters, whom Yahweh your God has given you, in the siege and in the distress with which your enemies will distress you. The man who is tender among you and very delicate, his eye will be evil toward his brother, toward the wife whom he loves, and toward the remnant of the children whom he has remaining, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he will eat, because he has nothing left to him, in the siege and in the distress with which your enemy will distress you in all your gates. The tender and delicate woman who is among you, who would not venture to set the sole of her foot on the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye will be evil toward the husband that she loves, toward her son and toward her daughter, toward her young one who comes out from between her feet, and toward her children whom she bears. For she will eat them secretly for lack of all things in the siege and in the distress with which your enemy will distress you in your gates. If you will not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that you may fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahweh, your God, then Yahweh will make your plagues and the plagues of your offspring fearful, even great plagues, and of long duration and severe sickness, and of long duration. He will bring on you again all the diseases of Egypt, which you were afraid of, and they will cling to you. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, Yahweh will bring them on you until you are destroyed. You will be left few in number, even though you were as the stars of the sky for multitude, because you didn't listen to Yahweh your God's voice. It will happen that as Yahweh rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so Yahweh will rejoice over you to cause you to perish and to destroy you. You will be plucked from the land that you are going in to possess, And Yahweh will scatter you among all peoples, from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. There you will serve other gods, which you have not known, you nor your fathers, even wood and stone. Among these nations you will find no ease, and there will be no rest for your sole of your foot. But Yahweh will give you there a trembling heart, failing of eyes, and pining of soul. Your life will hang in doubt before you, and you will be afraid night and day, and will have no assurance of your life. In the morning you will say, I wish it were evening, and at evening you will say, I wish it were morning, for the fear of your heart which you will fear, and for the sights which your eyes will see. Yahweh will bring you into Egypt again with ships, by the way of which I told to you that you would never see again. And there you will offer yourselves to your enemies for male and female slaves, and nobody will buy you. Oh, my goodness, folks. All right. Moving into Isaiah 52. I need a drink after that one. Which this would be tea. With some thyme in there. I hope I don't have any leaves on my lips. Okay. Isaiah chapter 52. My goodness. Awake. Awake. Put on your strength, Zion. Put on your beautiful garments, Jerusalem, the holy city. For from now on, the uncircumcised and unclean will no more come into you. Shake yourself from the dust. Arise, sit up, Jerusalem. Release yourself from the bonds of your neck, captive daughter of Zion. For Yahweh says, you were sold for nothing, and you will be redeemed without money. For the Lord Yahweh says, my people went down at the first into Egypt to live there, and the Assyrian has oppressed them without cause. Now therefore, what do I do here, says Yahweh, seeing that my people are taken away for nothing? Those who rule over them mock, says Yahweh, and my name is blasphemed continually all day long. Therefore my people shall know my name. Therefore they shall know in that day that I am he who speaks. Behold, it is I. How beautiful on the mountains are the feet of him who brings good news, who publishes peace, who brings good news, who proclaims salvation, who says to Zion, your God reigns. Your watchmen lift up their voice, and together they sing, for they shall see eye to eye when Yahweh returns to Zion. Break out into joy, sing together, your waste places of Jerusalem, for Yahweh has comforted his people. He has redeemed Jerusalem. Yahweh has made his holy arm bare in the eyes of all nations. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Depart, depart, go out from there, touch no unclean thing, go out from among her. Cleanse yourselves, you who carry Yahweh's vessels, for you shall not go out in haste, neither shall you go by flight. For Yahweh will go before you, and the God of Israel will be your rear guard. Behold, my servant will deal wisely. He will be exalted and lifted up, and will be very high. Just as many were astonished at you, his appearance was marred more than any man, and his form more than the sons of men. So he will cleanse many nations. Kings will shut their mouths at him, for they will see that which had not been told them, and they will understand that which they had not heard. Yes. Okay, that's better. All right, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 14 through 33. And Paul continues, "Therefore, my beloved, flee from idolatry. I speak as to wise men. Judge what I say. The cup of blessing which we bless, isn't it a sharing of the blood of Christ? The bread which we break, isn't it a sharing of the body of Christ? Because there is one loaf of bread, we who are many are one body, for we all partake of the one loaf of bread. Consider Israel according to the flesh. Don't those who eat the sacrifices participate in the altar? What am I saying then? That a thing sacrificed to idols is anything, or that an idol is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to demons and not to God, and I don't desire that you would have fellowship with demons. You can't both drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons. You can't both partake of the table of the Lord and of the table of demons. Or do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? All things are lawful for me, but not all things are profitable. All things are lawful for me, but not all things build up. Let no one seek his own, but each one his neighbor's good. Whatever is sold in the butcher for the earth is the Lord's and its fullness." Let me read that again. Verse 25. "Whatever is sold in the butcher shop, eat, asking no question for the sake of conscience. For the earth is the Lord's and its fullness. But if one of those who don't believe invites you to a meal, and you are inclined to go, eat whatever is set before you, asking no questions for the sake of conscience. But if anyone says to you, 'This was offered to idols,' don't eat it for the sake of the one who told you, and for the sake of conscience. For the earth is the Lord's, with all its fullness. Conscience, I say, not your own, but the other's conscience. For why is my liberty judged by another conscience? If I partake with thankfulness, why am I denounced for something I give thanks for? Whether therefore you eat or drink, or whatever you do all to the glory of God. Give no occasion for stumbling, whether to Jews, to Greeks, or to the assembly of God, even as I also please all men in all things, not seeking my own profit, but the profit of many, that they may be saved." Absolutely. All right, let's close it out. Psalm chapter 96, verses 1 through 3. Sometimes it's easier to read Paul, or I should say to understand Paul, if we really just slow down the reading. I have heard reading in the past, in past Bible studies and such, where we just read, go, go, go. But there are little morsels of information in there. So while he's delivering the main idea, he's plopping these little pieces of morsels that kind of knit together to get to the main idea. So I think it's really important when we read Paul to just slow everything down and just take in what he's trying to say, because it's really good information. All right. Psalm 96, 1 through 3. Sing to Yahweh a new song. Sing to Yahweh all the earth. Sing to Yahweh. Bless his name. Proclaim his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory among the nations, his marvelous works among all the peoples. Why do we have to stop? Oh, you guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. I am so thankful that you were here, and I hope you have the most magnificent day today. If you can, slow it down a little bit. Take a breath and just talk to the Lord and tell Him that you love Him and listen for Him. Just stay quiet and still. Maybe take 3 minutes out of your 14 or 15 hour day. Just tie yourself back into Him. So please come on back for tomorrow, which will be day 168. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.